Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This your boy True Inferno. Today's day is Wednesday, September the 30th. No music today. No Pokemon Go gameplay today. Because this is a very interesting time right now within Pokemon Go. Because of some changes that will be made the day after I recorded this video. Now, granted, I haven't even started on today's video, Wednesday's video. I got to record it, but I have not edited it or anything like that. So you're going to see that video before you see this one. But I felt like I need to record right here, right now, because I got a lot on my mind. I want to cover the changes that they announced that, they're going to make starting tomorrow, the day after I record this video, the day before you guys see this video. They're gonna make some changes or change some things back. But there's one thing I'm gonna need help on in terms of where they changed it into. But we'll get more on that in a second. So I'm not even gonna show y'all what I'm reading right now. Y'all can find this yourself. It's in the in-game news. You can go to PokemonGoLive.com, click on updates to check this out yourself. And some people already talked about this, like Zoe 2 Dots. So I have seen nobody's video on this issue. I have Zoe's on deck, so once I get done recording this, I'm going to go watch that, and then I'm going to edit my video. But I want to get through this right here, right now. So I'm going to skip all this stuff, talks over the past few months. We've been making some changes, basically in response to COVID. So we're going to skip all that. Now, we're going to talk about the three things that will remain as is. So let's go. The first thing they said that will remain as is the fact that we'll be able to hold 20 gifts at a time. So at one point in time, I had to really think about it, but at one point in time, the maximum amount of gifts we could hold at a time was 10, but now they changed it to 20. They made that change early in the year. So regard to that one, I have no problem with it. I think I would have been more annoyed if they would have went back to 10, because it would mean that I would have to use those or get rid of those gifts sooner, as opposed to me just stacking them up till they reach 20, whatever the case may be. And let's be honest here. This is somewhat, not a major thing, but this is somewhat of a cash grab for them to keep it at 20. Because if memory serves me correctly, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the number of gifts you have in your storage adds up to your storage. Because there's some things in your storage that don't add up. I don't remember what it is exactly, but I want to say gifts, the amount of gifts you have, might not be. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I don't recall saying, oh, man, my storage full because I just got another gift. Or I don't recall reaching a point where I had one spot left, but they couldn't give me a gift, whatever the case may be. I don't know. So, but let's say for the record, and I could, this could be correct, I don't know, that the amount of gifts you have in your inventory counts toward the amount of space you have in your inventory. The more amount of gifts you can hold in your inventory, the more of it you're using up, which means you're going to have to buy some more item inventory space. So it makes no sense for them to reduce that to 10. It makes more sense for them financially to keep it at 20. And again, you could say, well, the fact that they didn't change that is a cash grab, but really, are you really mad at that? I'm not. Like I said, I wanted to keep them at 20 as opposed to reducing it back down to 10. I would get annoyed the second they did that. So while you could say this is a cash grab, it's a minor one, and I have no problem with that one. Let's move on to the next one. Stardust. You will continue to receive 3 times the Stardust in XP for your first Pokemon catch of the day. This one I have no problem with as well. Actually, I think I pretty much speak for everybody when I say we prefer this to be that way, and you can't really say that one is a cash grab, because whether it's at double or triple, if you use a Stardust, or a Star Piece rather, or a Lucky Egg, you're going to get more. So whether it's at double, triple, you're going to use if you keep up with this and really concerned with that, you're going to use a rare, a Lucky Egg, or a Star Piece, and then obviously you're going to have to go out and buy some more, whatever the case may be. So it don't matter whether it's at double or triple. Either way, if you're one of those types of players who like to get as much XP you can and or as much as Stardust as you can, you're going to use your Lucky Eggs. You're going to use that Star Piece, whether this is at double or triple. So it don't matter. This one is like bland, whatever. The third thing, instance duration will remain at 60 minutes. So now this one here, they actually to some degree losing money here. Here's why. Spotlight hour lasts for 60 minutes. You use one incense for spotlight hour, that covered the entire 60 minutes. That covered the entire spotlight hour. If they were to reduce that to 30 minutes as opposed to keeping it at 60, guess what? You have to use double the incubator. You have to use 2 incubators, meaning you will be wanting out of incubators sooner, which means you would have to go out and buy more incubators. See what I'm saying here? So the fact that they kept that at 60 as opposed to 30, meaning that, yeah, they losing out on some money in the long run. So good job for them on that part. Don't make them look as greedy as, people make them out to be. So the things that they kept as is, I had no problem with any of those. Now let's get to the stuff that they're changing, because I truly believe this is what most people have issues with. So, has distance will return to normal for eggs? Okay. Now me personally, financially, I had no problem with this, because guess what? If hatch distance were what they once were prior to October 1st, that means we'll be hatching our eggs sooner, which means we'll be using our incubators sooner, which means once we run out, we're going to have to buy more incubators. So you see the pattern here. The shorter the distance, the quicker we have to spend money on incubators. So the fact that they increases the distance back to normal, it's going to take us a longer amount of time to hatch eggs, which means it's going to take us a longer amount of time to use incubators, which means it's going to take us a longer amount of time to buy incubators. So financially, I have no problem with that. But safety-wise, that's a problem, because I had to spend I had to spend more time outside amongst the rest of the world with COVID going around trying to hatch eggs, as opposed to like, oh, let me spend, 5 minutes to hatch this one egg, since, the hatch distance was shorter. Now I had to spend like an extra 5 minutes out there, to hatch these eggs, wherever the case may be. So financially, I have no problem with it. I'll be honest. I have 9 7K eggs. There are 9 incubators. I'm not using my incubators at this point in time until I get a good reason to it. But at this point in time, I could care less financially. Safety-wise, however, that's a problem. That's a serious, serious problem. Next one. Oh, I'm going to say that one for last. So let's move on to the third one. Your buddy Pokemon will now bring you gifts only when you have nearly run out. This will happen only once per day. Okay. Me personally, I have no problem with that. Like, I could care less if my buddy brings me gifts or not. I personally have no problem with that. Now, everybody, you guys watching are not me. So, looking at that, I'm like, okay. I still can't see a lot of people. I can see some people complain about that, but I really can't see a lot of people complaining about that, because you're still getting gifts once a day, especially if you're close to running out. And yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world to be like, oh, I got to send like 100 gifts a day, whatever the case may be. I just can't see like the major reason why people have an issue with that specific one. So, but again, educate me in the comment section below. Help me out here. Do you have a problem with this one? The fact that your buddy Pokemon will only bring you gifts when you nearly run out, and the fact that they only do that once a day. I don't even pay attention to that, me personally. So what I want to know from you guys is, how did this affect you? Like, is this a good thing? Well, I don't know if this is a good thing, but is this a bad thing, or do you not care? That's really the two options I see. Is this a bad thing, or do you not care? Me personally, I could care less, so, but for you guys, it could be, you could care less as well, or this is a bad thing for you. But if it is a bad thing for you, I want to hear your explanations why this is a bad thing for you. And then, give me like logical reasons, and I can read it, and I can respond to you guys in the comment section below, and I can either agree with you, or I can play devil advocate and say, yeah, but this, or whatever the case may be. Let's move on to number 4. Like I said, I skipped one. I'm going to say that for last. You will still have a higher chance of getting a gift when you spin a Pokestop. However, you won't be guaranteed to get a gift. So again, I have no problem with this one either, because it's like, my main thing is, we should be getting eggs when we like open our friends' gifts. That's what I'm concerned with. Because there'll be times I'll open 9 gifts and I only get like 2 eggs. Or 1 egg, or whatever the case may be. And I'm sitting here like, what the heck? That's a problem right there. Now, in terms of the whole, oh, you may or may not get a gift thing, I'm not all that concerned with that as well. Now, I can see some people saying, well, if you're not getting a gift that is guaranteed from spending a Pokestop, you are spending a longer period of time out in the wild getting, spending Pokestop trying to get a gift. Well, my counter to that is you have a buddy bring you gifts. Now, so again, I have no problem with this one. Because again, it don't really like dawn on me like, oh man, I didn't get a gift that time. I never really pay attention to that. I just spend the Pokestops, and if I get a gift, cool. If I don't, okay, so be it. But again, you guys ain't me. So do you have a problem with that one? So yeah, again, is this a bad thing or do you not care? Leave that in the comment section below. Give me logical explanations in terms of why you may or may not have an issue with that one. So again, there's safety reasons because you got to spend a longer period of time finding gifts from Pokestops. If you're not getting your gifts, if your Pokemon already gave you your gifts for the day, you used them wherever the case may be. I mean, my only rebuttal to that is just chill on sending out gifts. That's the only thing I could say. Now, another thing, though, is how many gifts would your buddy give you, though? If they just give you one gift, that's a problem. 2 gifts, that's a problem. But they give you like 5, 6, 7, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, chill on sending out gifts on a daily basis. But again, it depends on how many gifts your buddy gives you a day. That's the key thing in this scenario. But that scenario and the other scenario about your buddy giving you a certain number of gifts per day, if you're close to running out. So educate me on both of those. If you have a problem with this, say why. Give logical explanations in the comment section below. Now, let's get to the meat of this scenario. In my opinion, that is. The increased effectiveness of Incense will now apply only while walking. So, financially, right, because this is a company, so financially, this makes me not want to buy incubators. This will make me not want to buy incubators. Because here's my scenario. For those of you who are following me on Twitch and follow me on Twitter, and you know my work schedule scenario, I work from home during the evenings now. So, spotlight hour, I'm at home, and if there's a good spotlight hour, I'm at home working, but I'm still playing the game, and I rely on Incense to give me those spawns. So, the fact that that's saying, oh, you got to be walking around in order for the Incense to go off, it's like, okay, then why would I use incubators? Why would I spend money to buy more incubators if they're pretty much worthless to me? So, financially, that's stupid. That's stupid on their part. Because I'll get to the other reason, right? But for me personally, financially, that's stupid in their part. Because it makes me not want to get incubators because I'm looking at this now and saying incubators are worthless. Like, there's no point. So, let's get to the safety reasons why this is stupid. I recall one Max Kellerman from First Take, anytime they're talking about COVID on their show, which is a sports show, by the way, time and time again, Max would say, yo, this COVID scenario, we're going to get a second wave, even though he's not a scientist, he's not in the medical field or whatever, but what he says makes sense. This COVID scenario is going to get worse in the wintertime because it's similar to the flu, because, in the wintertime, flu season pops up for us in America. This is going to pop up as well because I'm looking at COVID and I'm looking at it and say, yo, that's the Super Saiyan 2 version of the flu. That's how I'm treating it as. Not Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2. And last time I checked, Niantic is an American-based company. I could be wrong on that one, but there's an American-based company. Their main headquarters is in San Francisco, which is in America, last time I checked. And for us in America, we are approaching the winter. That's coming up. How do I know? I live in Michigan, so that's the one time of the year I dread the most, winter time. So yeah, while those in Australia and New Zealand, they, for the most part, conquered COVID, and it's their summertime, so they don't have to worry about that. They can just go out and walk around, use their incubators, whatever the case may be. But for us, in the Northern Hemisphere, especially in America, our winter is coming. And the wintertime is when COVID is worse. So, unlike the Southern Hemisphere, who, I don't know if they conquered it all or not, whatever the case may be, the worst version of their COVID, they got through that. Because when COVID came, it was their wintertime. But for us, we got it in the Northern Hemisphere, and it was like our spring. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to deal with this again because the winter's coming. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, Niantic. You should know good and darn well. Nobody is not trying to be outside in December, in January, in February, nor early March when it's cold as heck, trying to deal with COVID, get our essentials and things in that nature, and trying to play the game. Nobody's trying to play the game outside during that time. And like I said, we're looking at another wave of COVID during this time because of the winter. And you want us to go outside and walk to use these incubators? Oh, not incubators. Incense? No. That, to me, is the main issue I have with this entire update. And here's another thing about this as well. So, correct me if I'm wrong once again, because even before the changes were made, I didn't really use incubators like that. But once upon a time, I want to say you would get a Pokemon spawn at your location. Doesn't matter where you're at, you would get a Pokemon spawn at your location once per 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes, a Pokemon would spawn at your location when you have an instance on. If memory serves me correctly. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I want to say once upon a time, before this year, before COVID, one Pokemon would spawn per 5 minutes. That's what I want to say. Now that's whether you're standing still or if you're walking around. That's what I want to say. Then, of course, they changed it, so now a Pokemon will spawn every minute, or if there's an event going on, Safari Zone, Go Fest, whatever the case may be, every 30 seconds, which is half a minute, obviously. Now they want to change it to, you got to go out and walk in order for you to get, spawns from your instance. So now the question is, okay, if you go out and walk, how often do they spawn? And if you sit still, how often do they spawn? So, so that's a problem. So how they worded that is a problem because even, I want to say back in the day, even when you're standing still, they will be spawning. So you could be kicking at a Pokestop and you got, you lower them up and you got an instance on at the same time. We all done it. Everybody who, got an instance, instance or lower module, actually both of them. We all done that. Instance running, you load up the Pokestop and you're chilling at one spot and Pokemon spawning. Now they're saying you gotta walk around for it to spawn now? That's not even them changing it back to how it was. That's them completely changing it to something completely new and completely bogus. Yeah, are there other things like the other stuff I could care less, but I don't see the point why they would change them. But that right there is the main thing I have an issue with. That really is the main thing I have an issue with. And again, look at it financially, it made me not want to buy incubators. Now, granted, if this was the weekend or early in the day, and if I need to use an incubator, yeah, I can do that. I can just stay in my car, drive around, avoid people, and boom, there you go. But there'll be days where it's like, you know what? I don't feel like going outside. So why forcing me to go outside to walk? That's my main issue. That's my main thing that I have an issue with right here. So, yeah, this is the case of them. I mean, I can't really say. Looking at this from their standpoint, I can't see how they financially gain from any of this stuff. I really, truly don't. I really, truly don't. So if you can find ways how they could how they can make money, how they seem gritty from doing these changes, let me know in the comment section below. Me personally, I don't see it. My main thing is safety. Safety concerns here. That's my main thing here. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, oh, people got to handle COVID. I'm like, no, they don't. No, they don't. And it's going to get worse based on predictions. So why would you force us to go outside? That's my issue. So I don't like that they making these changes. And then here's another crazy thing. They announced this on Tuesday and they basically said, oh, 2 days from now, we're going to change some stuff back. Yeah, that's like giving a number of time to prepare for everything. No, it does not. So if they wanted to make these changes, they should have let us know a month in advance, I feel like, because this is like safety precautions right here. And it's like they throwing it out the window to make these changes back. And I'm like, why are y'all making these changes back now? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to them financially, in my opinion. It makes no sense at all. Just keep things as they are. So again, like I said, there's some things that I had no issue with personally. There's some of these things you guys might have an issue with. But the number one thing I have an issue with is that incense thing. That incense thing is the main thing I have an issue with, because now financially, that toss it out the window. Safety is an issue here, because now you're putting everybody's health, health on the line right here by forcing them to go outside to use the incense. It makes no sense to me. So I want to hear what you guys say in the comment section below. I sincerely doubt I'm going to add more to this video. If there's some things that I've seen from other people, I will make another video, and you'll see that on Monday's video, because it's going to be I feel like this is going to be a really big topic. But if there's like some things, again, y'all agree with, or y'all want to educate me on, whatever the case may be, say so in the comment section below, and I'll read them, and then we can discuss. But I'm going to call it a wrap, because I got a lot of things to do, and it's 1 a.m. So, with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, a.k.a. New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.
Subscribe. Thanks, man. Do it.
After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Blue is the trainer, articulating pain. With my tongue, I done things that people said I can't. Now they rank 'em with the elite, but it's for the people, and victory is part of defeat. Cause when you get back on your feet, then you try again. Learn from mistakes, show 'em that I got what it takes, and I'm dying to win. I'ma hit and move away.